Hey guys, it's Christine. I am back today and I want to talk to you guys about making the switch and what you need to do in order to be able to make the switch from epoxy to CrystaLac. Now, CrystaLac, hopefully you've seen my previous video which talks to you about the differences between CrystaLac and epoxy. Both products are great. They're wonderful to coat cups and tumblers. So why did I pick CrystaLac? I talk about that in my other video, but now that you've made the decision, what do you need to do next? There are tons of options and CrystaLac has a ton of products. So I'm gonna walk you through what I did, what I wish I did, and give you all the lowdown, the cost differences if you're on a tight budget versus have free will to spend it all. All right, so when I first started, I was super skeptical of CrystaLac because it just seemed too good to be true. I used epoxy worked, it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't having allergic reactions, etc. So I was super skeptical. And even though CrystaLac offers the most amazing tumbler kit, I opted out of it because it was expensive. Expensive being $130. Really not too horrible of an expense. Well, that was a huge mistake because I soon turned to love CrystaLac, and I've bought in all of the other products that came in the tumbler kit since then. So let me talk to you about what I ended up doing. Since I was super skeptical, I wanted to get the smallest container. So I got the smallest container of Brite Tone. Really, if you want to just test the product itself, just buy the, I think it's a pint of the Brite Tone gloss. This is a quart, but a pint is about this size. Just buy that, and that's all you need. You can just use Brite Tone and get your epoxy alternative. That's really, the basic that you can do. So you can just buy that pint size CrystaLac product of Brite Tone and test it out, see if you like it. CrystaLac isn't for everybody, but if you are having issues, you want to try it out, that's a really good option, especially if you're on a low budget. On top of the fact that if you have spray paint, all the other stuff, you don't really need to spend the extra money on the CrystaLac water-based aspects or products to match up with that. Now, if you do have spray paint or use those other products, there's gas off periods, there's things that you have to adjust to, etc. But if you are on a limited budget, you just want to try it out, do the pint size of the Brite Tone gloss. Make sure you click gloss when you're purchasing it because there are I believe there's three different finishes that you can choose from. You do not want to end up choosing matte on accident and be like, oh my God, why is it not glossy? Do that. I think it's about $20 maybe, around that, for the smallest can of Brite Tone. It's a great way to just jump into the product, see if it works for you, and move on. Now, if you've already made the decision, or maybe you just know that you're going to use it, or you don't have any other products, you don't have spray paint, you don't have anything tumbler related, you should look into the tumbler kit. Now, the tumbler kit comes with the Brite Tone, it comes with extreme protection, it comes with, not in this bottle, universal white, it comes with, not in this bottle, black gloss, and it also comes with all of the color concentrates from the CrystaLac collection. There are, I believe, there's 8 of them. So these are what you use. Actually, you can use these in any of CrystaLac products, but a lot of times what I end up using is it within the universal white to get the color to match my glitter on my tumblers. I've also done it, this is a cup that I finished, And this blue behind here is basically just universal white with some of the number 5 pigment. So it's a great alternative to spray paint, no gas off period. You put it on and you know, you just do your wait times. So that's what this is. These also can go into Brite Tone and Extreme Protection to do sort of marbling effects. There's just endless possibilities with these color concentrates. These are my, by far, favorite part of the CrystaLac family because you're completely limitless of what you can do with it. All right, now that's not all that's in the Tumbler kit. You also get all of these liquid micas. So these are liquid mica metallics, and you get them in gold, champagne, rose, silver, and copper. Now, these are really cool. I'm gonna just open it for you. I only have one open, but it's basically a pigmented liquid mica, so it's got that metallic in it. You can add these to any of the CrystaLac products again, but you can add it directly into your Brite Tone to get that super, very awesome looking metallic version. I've also used it a little bit inside Universal White. Unfortunately, when you use it into Universal White, you're adding white into a metallic and you don't get exactly what you're looking for. You can also mix it in with black gloss and get a pretty cool effect too. But just remember, it's better to use it with the clears. All right, so that is not, actually, there's more that comes in the Tumbler kit. My apologies. You also get, I believe, a paintbrush, and an attack-on paintbrush. So that's the recommended paintbrush to use with the CrystaLac products. And then you also get, I believe, sanding sponge or sanding pad. So you get all of that. Oh, and I'm pretty sure you also get the recipe kit. So Dorinda has a recipe kit for your color concentrate. So if you don't know what colors make what, or if you are looking for a specific color, she has a recipe guide for that. And so you get that as well in the Tumbler kit. And you get all of that in that small size, the pint size, for I think around $130. So if you have the budget to do that, go for it. Trust me, even I'm a seasoned Tumbler maker, and so I had all of this stuff, and so I said, I don't need this. I don't need liquid micas. I don't need these color things. Like, I don't need it. Yeah, no, I was wrong. I absolutely needed it and wanted it. And so, like I said, I've purchased it all around. So just trust me, if you have the money, do it. I promise you won't be disappointed. The other thing I like about the Tumbler kit is that it gives you a variety of the products. So now you get to test what works best for you. What works best for me doesn't necessarily work best for you in terms of, you know, leveraging different products and how you want to use it, what kind of tumblers you're making, etc. So just keep that in mind, right? It's a way to experiment with the different products. I'm going to go over a little bit on what I use most of the products for, just so that you know when you're going to shop, and we can talk through that. So like I said earlier, Brite Tone is the actual epoxy replacement product. This builds up faster, has lots of solids in it. Obviously everything here I'm talking about is water-based, so I'm not going to talk about that piece of it. Gives you that super shiny finish. This is a Brite Tone cup. And this is as well. So yeah, that's what Brite Tone is. So that is your main product as it pertains to CrystaLac. Now, we also have this Extreme Protection, which is a polyurethane. This also has a lot of solids. It has a really good UV base as well. Actually, Brite Tone also has UV protection. This one has, I think, a little bit more. So a lot of times, and this one's a little bit cheaper. So a lot of times what people do is they build up their layers using extreme protection. If you go check out my tutorial on the tack-it method, I actually use extreme protection the entire time to build up my layers before decals. So you can absolutely do that. For the most part right now, I'm using Brite Tone on everything just because it's a little bit thicker. So Brite Tone's a little bit thicker than the Extreme Protection. This one's a little bit thinner, but they're very, very similar. You cannot use this this one doesn't have as much solid, so it's not as good as for your final coats, because the Brite Tone has, you know, a more solid structure for you. But I also use Extreme Protection on wood projects, wood signs that are gonna stay inside, or even if they are on my front door, I will use Extreme Protection for that. All right, and then let's talk about Universal White. So Universal White is basically a white paint. It is a base coat. The idea or the intent of this product is to properly secure a base for the rest of your CrystaLac experience. Universal White can be you can add all of the color concentrates to get the pigment that you want, and that can be used as your base coat regardless. So even if I'm adding a whole bunch of different colors into my Universal White, I can use that as my base. I don't have to use white by itself. Now, Universal White, you're gonna notice when you use it, it's, you know, sort of chalky like. It has more of a dull finish. Don't worry, it's just because it's that base coat. It doesn't need to have gloss. It doesn't have a top coat in it. But as soon as you add your top coats, it's no longer chalky. It is nice and shiny, so don't get afraid of that. All right, so then moving on to black gloss. So black gloss is actually Extreme Protection mixed with, I don't know, one of these color concentrates. Don't ask me which one, I don't know. But it's basically just the polyurethane mixed with the pigment with the gloss, so it's super, super glossy. Having said that, this can be used as both a base coat and a finishing coat, but it could take a few more coats. With anything glossy, it takes more to coat it completely. So black gloss is like that, but I've had extreme success with it, and it looks stunning as a base for a tumbler. I actually am using it right now for a coaster, a ceramic coaster. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Add a couple, some gold glitter on the bottom or some rose gold glitter on the bottom. Super classy look. All right, so that's that. We talked about the micas and the color concentrates, so I'll skip that. Next, I'm just gonna show you guys this. This is called Crab Coat. This is also a top coat product that CrystaLac offers. This is marine grade, so this is actually meant for outdoors. And so basically why I have it, and I actually haven't used it yet, but if you're making signs for outdoors, if you were painting flower pots, I'm literally going to do that. I'm going to take some flower pots that I have outside, and I'm going to paint it with this stuff, and then I'm going to coat it with the Crab Coat top coat. That's what this is for. It's meant to withstand the elements, and so this is a great product to be able to do that with. All right, so I think that's the basic of everything from the CrystaLac products. Now, if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on my Facebook page. You could comment below, or you can find me also on Facebook, Christine Penzamas. I'm the only one there. And I'd be happy to help you through considering what is your best options for you. Like I said, everyone's different. Everyone has different goals and objectives for leveraging the product. So being able to understand what you want to use it for, excuse me, what you want to use it for, and you know, what kind of money options you have. That's the best way for us to talk through or figure out what is the best options for you. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope this is helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm hoping to get to some major, huge numbers soon. I love you all. Talk later. Bye.